Well, hello and welcome back to Camp Nobody. It's an exciting day. I got some windows to put into the deer fort. Finally, get to seal it up a little bit. So I have a plan for that. That's going to be fun, but first I got to do some chores, do some mowing. The grass is just ridiculous out here, so I'm going to mow. And actually last week I brought the windows out to kind of figure out how I was going to put them in. And so they're not installed yet, but I've got some hinges today to put them on. You know, it took me a while to figure out exactly how I wanted to do it. But last week I didn't quite have enough footage for to put out a video. So I'll mow, and you can watch a few clips from last week that didn't make it into a video of me trying to figure out what to do. Oh, and finding the surprise guest in the deer fort. All right, I'm gonna mow this. I'll probably catch up with you later down at the deer fort. And so I'd taken down the burlap. It turns out the burlap curtains, you wouldn't think it, but burlap curtains keep out squirrels. Came back to a mess in there. Squirrels had chewed up. Well, come here, I'll show you. So there's all this like bird seed looking stuff. What is that? Oh, it's from the shooting bags that were in here. Look at this place, just torn up. I mean, it wasn't completely clean when we left it, but now there's just like the start of a squirrel nest going on in here. So it's a mess. I gotta clean this up. Gross squirrels. And I'm gonna be making some squirrel and dumplings very soon. So maybe it's not a squirrel. I just saw a huge rat. So that's great. How am I gonna get him out of here? Okay, so I got the rat evicted without too much drama, but it seems like, can you see that? He was a mushroom dealer. He's stockpiling all manner of mushroom. Looks like we got some chanterelles. I don't even know what else, mainly chanterelles it looks like, which I don't blame him. I wish I knew where he was getting the chanterelles from. But yeah, stockpiling them. Interesting. Too bad they can't stay in here, and I'm not eating them. I feel like I should go get a mask on. I would like to offer my deepest apologies to the squirrel community for my unwarranted claims that this was the fault of squirrel or squirrels, but I'm still planning to make some squirrel and dumplings sometime soon. So, windows. I made some. I framed up plexiglass, and I don't know if that was the best idea, but I made them short. I made them shorter than my opening, just so I could have room to trim them out in between, you know, at the top and the bottom. My idea was to have 3 across the front, and I just can't, you know, this is my eternal engineering struggle is, in my mind, I wanted them to, like this would be the middle one, to swing outward like this. I don't know if that's the best. You know, there's lots of plans where the window swings up, which is okay, but which actually that's not too bad. Just felt like it cuts into the interior space a lot. Especially because these windows are so tall. You know, if you had a blind that just had a short little window, which maybe I should have done, then that swing isn't that big a deal. And then you can have a window that goes all the way across. Or, you know, that you could have a window that swings out. Again, for me to see up the hill, you really have to swing this thing far out. And I wanted to, like, if you're up here hunting and a deer comes in, I wanted to be able to leave the windows closed most of the time and just quietly push it open a little bit. It kind of goes against everything, you know, putting all the insulation in, having the wood stove, if you just have the windows wide open the whole time. And then my other thing was possibly like having them slide, which also kind of takes some engineering. And there's all manner of things I could do in terms of like making it an accordion like thing too. That could possibly work. So I don't know. As far as the openings on the front are the ones I mainly wanted to be able to open. The side ones, I actually made two wider panels. So a wide one and a narrow one. Which, oh man, that's so close to fitting inside. The tough part was like, you know, I had some measurements, some basic sketches of the openings at home, but I really needed to get these out here to look at them. And I'm sitting here kind of still without a great idea. All right, so here we are at the deer fort. Notice I did a few things to kind of close it in as much as possible. So hopefully the rat isn't back. Let's go see. There's my doorstop. I think the rat brought that stick in. I thought it was pretty cool though. Look like everything has stayed out. That's good. I think I need to empty it out a little. Take down those panels, then I'll show you how I'm going to put the windows in. Alright, I got the panels down, just kind of clearing out some workspace here. So I have these piano hinges. I don't know why I went with piano hinges instead of just regular hinges. I feel like it might be a little more sturdy. So each of the sides, that side and this side, are going to have one wide panel, one small panel, or narrow panel. The wide panel is going to be fixed. The small panel is the one that's going to open. So I need to make sure I put the hinge on the right side. I guess it won't really matter because I could flip it. There's no right side up on these. Now I just need a good flat place to do this. Which is always the hardest part. And because I don't want it to drag, I'm going to put a 1 3/4 like board that it's going to sit on. The window's going to sit on. And so it's going to be fixed all the way across. The fixed window is going to sit, and then the open window is going to hinge, but I don't want it to rub on that bottom piece. So I'm going to set the small window, the one that's going to move, up just a little bit to sit off that bottom just a touch. So I guess there will be a top and a bottom, so I have to make sure I know what I'm doing here. That will be the bottom. Help me remember that. I hope that it doesn't, my thinking partially is that, you know, if you open it and it's windy, if you have a piano hinge, it's going to have a little more friction so it won't open, or, you know, won't flop around in the wind. But I'm hoping that it also doesn't create more noise when you open it if it gets squeaky. So we'll see. I don't know. You know, I can always change them later. And should you drill pilot holes first? Yes, probably. Of course you should. Let me go. Let me get a drill bit. I did not want to use regular zinc colored screws for this. I wanted to find some brown or black, but I couldn't find any at the local stores. I'm sure if you ordered them, you could. And you know, I'm not patient enough to wait, so this is what we're doing. It's got some friction. Well, I forgot my pencil. Luckily, I thought I forgot my tape measure and my pencil, but the tape measure was actually already up here on the shelf in the deer fort, so that's good. But still don't have a pencil. I'm putting this strip underneath the window. I should have made it a little bit longer. Putting that strip down, and yes, I am going to paint this. I just haven't yet. And then the window's going to sit on top of that. I'm going to put another board up the top up here. And to cover this gap, this goes here. Yeah, I guess I should take the plastic off of the outside before I put it up so I don't have to reach. I just wanted to wait as long as possible to take this plastic off so I didn't scratch them up prematurely. I'm just cutting around the edge and the scratches don't matter because they're all the way in the corners, right? You'll never see them. Exciting. You guys excited? Windows are going in the deer fort. Let's tack this here. And something's a little warpy. I got a little gap here, but you know, kind of figured that would happen. I'm going to put some weather stripping and stuff around them, so hopefully that'll work. There's a window. There's a branch in the way, but there's a window. See, if I cut that a little bit shorter, then I could put a board up there and it would halfway cover. That's what I need to do. How do I do that without taking all that back down? Maybe just notch the board that I put there. That would be all right, right? That would work? Sure, that'll work. I'll figure out a way to do that. Because I think that would clean it up nicely to have a trim piece right there. Something else to attach this window to. I know those beads of caulk aren't that pretty, but I'm afraid if I smush them anymore, it's just going to get more on the window. So, yeah, maybe I could do that a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, that's pretty. Obviously gonna need some little latches or something to hold this stuff. Not perfect, but it'll work. Hey, it's starting to sound like it's enclosed in here. Okay, now the monster that is the front window. So on these outside windows, it's going to sit out there. This is going to sit against this post. I added this little piece so that it could open all the way. You know what I mean? Yeah, all the way. A little crunchy. Yeah, they probably should be bigger pilot holes. So I need a little bit of space. It's going to sit here, but I need a little bit of a spacer under there, so I'm going to stick a string of nails under there just to give it a little something. And it opens all the way out like that because we bumped the hinge out. I feel like it's got enough friction. Oh. I don't like that sound. Maybe that'll go away as things settle. Or I'll just have to make sure to keep a can of oil in the deer fort. Alright, so I put these hinges on. This is the idea I'm looking at here. Not sure this is going to work at all, but so the idea is that it opens all the way. And then you could also open this one like this. We will see. There's a lot of tolerances that have to be met here. A lot of opportunity for it to go wrong. So let's see. Oh, I got to drill some pilot holes. Of course, I need to leave a little space there, and as I suspected, it's not very square, so that gap is different from top to bottom. But you know, I'll put some kind of cover piece on there, weather stripping kind of thing. And it'll actually help if I put a piece on the back of probably this one. It'll help, or maybe this one. It'll help hold it closed. Does that make any sense? You'll see. So that's on purpose, right? Yeah, it really would be nicer if that wasn't such a weird gap. Well, that's what it's going to be for now. I made sure to hold it up a little bit when I put that second screw in, because I think the worst possible thing is for it to rub all the way across the bottom. Yeah. Get my spacer out of there. Yeah. Sure, I'm gonna have to deal with some settling and expansion and contraction and all that stuff, but I can't stand that gap. I'm gonna have to put some Luan or something over it. I think it'll look fine though. You know, just imagine a little trim piece on the back of that. And I'm going to try this without having these, you know, like this. I could put this here as a fixed thing, but I just didn't want any supports kind of in the way. So I liked the idea of being able to completely open this up or completely close it down. And I still have to put my trim piece across the top there. It'll look even better. All right, I made this. And now you're saying, well, what about this big opening here? And really, I don't know. I maybe end up putting a window there, another fixed window, or it might be cool to have one that opens out that way. But for now, I'm just gonna plywood it over, and because you know the wood stove is going to be right down here, and I need to, you know, make sure anything here is heat resistant. Ooh, let's peel off some plastic from the inside. Oh yeah. You know, I think it looks cool already, just that there's like light coming in. But this is gonna be special. Oh yeah. I know they'll never be this clean again, but satisfying. You want to do the last one? Come on. Well, I'm happy, but I think that's all for the windows for now. I was going to do some painting today of the trim and stuff, but I think I'm going to wait for all the caulking to dry and then paint that maybe next time. I'm going to just cover this with plywood before I leave today so we don't get rats coming in. But I was sitting here thinking it might be, you know, maybe I'll put a screen and it's like a hinged piece of plywood, because I think I have one more of those piano hinges, and that'd be kind of cool if you could open it up when you wanted to and it had a screen there. Otherwise it's just, you know, closed in plywood. So I don't know, I'll bounce that idea around a little bit, but I'm gonna get this place cleaned up, coming up soon. I got to start thinking about installing the wood stove, piping it out. I got some new pipes. I got to get the whole thing all just set up correctly here. So that'll be upcoming. That'll be cool once we get that installed. But thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next time.